Assalamu alaikum, peace be with you. Thank you for joining me for this continuing discussion on the Quran in dialogue with other faiths and traditions. Today, I want to talk about the world's religions and what they think about the way in which the world is going to end. Now, of course, nobody wants the world to end, but let's think about it. Imagine we're on a long drive and the children in the back seat are asking, are we there yet? Well, they want to get there. But in terms of the end of the world, people want life to continue for all of the happiness and so on. But on the other hand, some people who might be thinking on a more pessimistic tone, saying, well, things are not so very good. We need an upheaval. We need a rapid change. We need a drastic overturning of the way things are. And let's set up a new state of affairs, a utopia. So how do the world's religions put this all together? A balance between wanting the continuity and also expecting a final end. Let's look at the religions one after another. So let's look at the Quran to begin with. In the Quran, we have in Surah Ibrahim, the 14th chapter of the Quran, the 48th verse, يَوْمَ تُبَدَّلُ الْأَرْضُ غَيْرَ الْأَرْضِ وَالسَّمَاوَاتِ وَبَرَزُوا لِلَّهِ الْوَاحِدِ الْقَهَّارِ. Translation: watch for the day when the earth will be changed into a different earth, and the heavens as well, and all will appear before God, the One, the Supreme. So that's coming. The heavens and the earth will be changed into a new heaven and a new earth. And that's not all. I want to look at another verse, which is now from the 21st chapter of the Quran, 104. The 104th verse says, يَوْمَ نَطْوِي السَّمَاءَ كطي السجل للكتب كما بدأنا أول خلق نعيده وعدا علينا إنا كنا فاعلين. On that day, we will roll up the heavens like a scroll of writings. Just as we produced the first creation, so shall we reproduce it. That is a promise binding on us. We truly uphold our promises. So, according to this latter verse, God is in the end going to roll up the heavens as the scrolls are rolled up. In the ancient days, they didn't have books like this, codices. They had everything written on large scrolls, and then they would roll up the scrolls. So, a time will come, according to this passage of the Quran, when God will roll up the heavens as if one is rolling up a scroll. What might this refer to? Scientists today speak of what they call the Big Crunch. What does that refer to? So they say that the universe emerged in a big bang some 13.8 billion years ago from a singularity. And it expanded ever since. It has been expanding, but some think that expansion will not continue indefinitely forever. It will reach a stage where it starts to contract back, meaning that the force of gravity within the system will eventually pull everything back into that original singularity. In a way of speaking, everything will be folded back into the origin. So if you can think of the universe unfolding from the singularity, then it is being folded back into that singularity. That's an interesting thought in comparison with modern science. But of course, we can't build everything on that. It's just it's just a simple comparison with what the Quran says in its literal wording. Let's look at some other scriptures. For example, the Jewish scriptures, which is in the Christian Old Testament. We read in Isaiah chapter 65 about a messianic age. So this is the hope in Judaism, that there will be a messianic age. There will be a king ruling and everything will be peaceful. So let's see what the Bible says about that. So verse number 17 of Isaiah 65, "For I am about to create new heavens and a new earth. The former things shall not be remembered or come to mind, but be glad and rejoice forever in what I am creating, for I am about to create Jerusalem as a joy, and its people as a delight. I will rejoice in Jerusalem and delight in my people. No more shall the sound of weeping be heard in it, or the cry of distress." So this is speaking about a messianic age, a time to come when there will be a Messiah reigning. Messiah just simply means in this context a king. It doesn't mean God. Messiah is the equivalent of Christ in Greek. Mashiach in Hebrew, pronounced Messiah for English speakers, and Christ in Greek, which is really Christos in Greek. A Messiah will be the king, and there will be peace on the land. So it's not so much the destruction of the world, though it is said to be a new heavens and new earth, maybe symbolically or metaphorically, but it's expected that life will continue here on earth. In the New Testament, things appear slightly different. In 2 Peter chapter 3, verses number 10 to 13, let's see what it says. So first, 2 Peter chapter 3, starting with verse number 10. But the day of the Lord will come like a thief, and then the heavens will pass away with a loud noise, and the elements will be dissolved with fire, and the earth and everything that is done on it will be disclosed. Since all these things are to be dissolved in this way, what sort of persons ought you to be in leading lives of holiness and godliness, waiting for and hastening the coming of the day of God, because of which the heavens will be set ablaze and dissolved, and the elements will be melted with fire? But in accordance with his promise, we wait for new heavens and a new earth, where righteousness is at home. So you see, the author of the second letter of Peter here is taking it literally that the heavens will be dissolved, the earth will be on fire, and so on. Everything will be disclosed according to what is said here. It's interesting to compare this with what is mentioned in the Quran, because the Quran speaks about a cataclysmic end of the present state of affairs, and the earth will bring up what it has taken and will give testimony. فَمَا يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَى, so that whoever has done even an atom's weight of good will see it. وَمَا يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ شَرًّا يَرَى, so, and whoever has done even an atom's weight of evil will see that as well. So the New Testament is speaking about a cataclysmic end, a total dissolution of all the present physical realities, and the setting up of a new reality. Now, there are religions that speak in this way of this apocalyptic end. We find this more so in the monotheistic traditions of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, and prior to this also in Zoroastrianism. The Eastern religions have a different take on this. In Confucianism, there is no concern really with the end of time. There is only a concern with the present reality and our social interactions, so everybody should be good to each other in different ways of interaction. So brother to brother, friend to friend, children to parents, and so on. Everybody has got some relation with somebody else, and they should take care to guard these relations and be good to their fellow human beings. In Shinto as well, there is, that is the religion of Japan, there is a sense that we should be good in this life, and there is hardly much of a concern about the way things will end up. Some of the Eastern religions have a sense that the universe is going through cycles. So there is a birth, a destruction, and then a rebirth of the universe itself. So in Hinduism, for example, we are in a yuga, a sort of age that will take a long time to end. But when this age ends, it just gets transferred into a new age of things. So there's a continually revolving cycle of existence of the universe. In Buddhism as well, in Jainism, these ideas continue. There is even in Buddhism the idea that if you are good in one life, you are obviously going to transcend into various levels until you achieve what is called nirvana, or in Hinduism it is called moksha, a sort of union with the divine. There isn't there the sense that this universe itself is coming to an end. So how do we put this all together? I would say that while the Western religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, and Zoroastrianism, Baha'ism to a certain extent are unified on the idea that this present reality will come to an end, there is also a unity with the other religions, especially the Eastern religions, in the sense that everyone agrees that even if this universe is not destroyed, even if the destruction of it, if it's to come, will be a long way in the future, still we have an immediate issue to deal with. Our present lives are very short. It is mentioned in the hadith that a man asked, Mata sa'a, when will the hour occur? And the answer given to him is, what have you prepared for that hour? So the main question for us should be not really how it ends, but how it's going to end for us. How is it going to end for us? What have we done to prepare for that end? In the Islamic faith, we are being taught to do good deeds, and that is how it's going to manifest for us in the end. Remember, I mentioned that verse that says that all of our good deeds are going to be shown to us on the day of judgment. So in the Islamic faith, we are going to be judged for our sins, and we'll talk more about that in our next episode. But for the moment, how is it going to end for us? Our Hindu friends will speak about dharma, karma, and samsara, and moksha. Dharma, you are being born in a certain life situation, and you have to do your best within that situation. That's how you earn good karma. If you earn good karma, then the samsara, when you are reincarnated into another living being, then you carry that good karma along with you, and eventually you keep accumulating good karma and advancing until you achieve moksha. That really boils down to, what are you going to do with the present life that you have? Are you going to live a good life or not? So whether it's Islam or Buddhism or Hinduism or some other religion, even Confucianism, not talking about the end of life, they're more so the emphasis is on our present reality and how you're going to behave. In Sikhism as well, a lot of emphasis on the present reality, with some notion also of the end of times. So let us all, human beings all together, regardless of religion, apply this today. Let us think of being the best person I can be for today, regardless of what's going to happen in the future with this earth and its inhabitants. And then finally, let's end on a happy note. After all this talk about doom and gloom and destruction, here we are coming towards the end of the month of Ramadan. Eid is in the horizon. A happy time for Muslims, but let us not celebrate too far in advance. Let us utilize the last few days of Ramadan in devotion, in perfecting our fasting, having the right attitude and devotion in our prayers. Let us give charity. Let us say a good word, a word of cheer to our fellow human beings. Let us share with them the message about the coming destruction. Not a pleasant message, but one that people need to know. So join me tomorrow. We're going to talk tomorrow, you and I, about the resurrection and justice. Is it possible that after we have died and our bodies have disintegrated, God is going to resurrect us one more time, and there's going to be a judgment? All of our deeds are going to be accounted for or accountable for. Is there a record of our deeds being kept? Well, let's keep that surprise for tomorrow, before we are surprised in the final end of all things. So join me tomorrow, and in the meantime, peace and the blessings of God be with you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Muslim Media Hub, the new home of Let the Quran Speak.
Here we spread positivity and good. We help people experience the beauty of Islam and help them appreciate and understand Muslims.
This beautiful building we purchased at cost $2.3 million.
Yeah, we've already raised a third of that money, and with your help, inshallah, we can pay off the rest.
So we're looking for people who can give $1,000 each. If you can be part of the select group, that's amazing.
Otherwise, just please give whatever whatever you can. Every dollar counts.
It's our collective responsibility to share the message of Islam with our fellow human beings. Please help us continue this good work.
It's a sadaqah jariyah, something that will continue to be a benefit to the Muslim community long after Safiya and I are gone.
Please support our work at MuslimMediaHub.com.
Your support is zakat eligible and tax deductible.
May Allah bless you and your loved ones today and always. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.